Bellamy straight up goes, "Well, I'm not complicated." I laughed so loud. Sir, you're doing it right now. You're being complicated right now. Oh, the world's ending. Raven was wrong. The world is ending? Okay, pass the snacks. Hey, Clark, you got any snacks up there? The Ice Nation could pull up, skirt, at any second. I don't know how to tell it like her, but the way she said it, I was like, you know how to smirk. We get it. I have no idea what you're saying right now, bestie. But yeah, that's cool. What kind of foreplay is this, Bellamy? In my head, I'm like, holy shit, Raven. Hello everyone, I have a microphone this time, spicing it up on this channel. This is not my usual setting, usually I'm back there. But this is the video that at least 3 or 4 of you guys have been waiting for. This microphone is new, so I'm sorry if the audio is a little bit weird. I've been using it on my other channel, my podcast channel, it's not a podcast, but I like to call it a podcast. I mean, this is a very special video. I mean, I think I should be wearing like a ball gown or something, like something extravagant, because this is the final part and I haven't shifted since. I haven't shifted to the 100, but I have shifted to a different place, and I will tell you that at the end of this video where I shifted to. A couple of you might not be surprised. So, probably the majority will probably be like, why did you do that? I'll explain later, but anyway, let's just get into the video because I know, as I said, at least 3 or 4 of you have been looking forward to the final part. Some of you even have theories about what happens in this final part. I'm gonna just tell you right off the bat, it does end a little abruptly, so it's almost like I'm leaving you on another cliffhanger, but this time it's not on purpose. So, I left you guys on a real good cliffhanger last time. I feel like I always leave you on a cliffhanger. I didn't want to end it last time. I wanted to keep talking, but the video would have been so long and it would have taken me so long to edit it down. You know, it would have been long because there is a drastic plot change, a drastic switch in the vibes. A lot of you guys might be looking forward to this. I know a lot of people like the Murphy and Emily, me, aka me. It's weird saying my name in third person. If you've followed this from the beginning, comment down below and let me know because I think I love you. Anyway, you know, I did have a very weird dream surrounding the 100. But anyway, I don't want to get into that. I don't want to talk about it. Let's just get right into it. Yeah, if you watched this from the beginning, you're a real MVP. Let's go! Let's go! Second, you know that I didn't really have a really strict script. You know, I just had like a potential script in my head. A lot of the things that happened, I blame it on my subconscious, first of all, because I don't really know how shifting works. And listen, I know a lot about shifting, but I don't like to say I know a lot, and a lot of people get upset, or I can tell you guys are upset because I say I don't know a lot about shifting, and yet I have shifted multiple times, and that would make anyone upset. I'm sorry. I do know more than I like to let on, I think. I usually sell myself short. I do have a script right here because I wrote it down right after this happened. So luckily I wrote it down because honestly, it's starting to fade. I really believe that my subconscious created like 80% of what happened. You know, like I had a few things planned out. I did want to go to Mount Weather, but like not on day 3. I did not plan that. A lot of you guys ask me what I did plan. Did I plan to look a certain way? Kind of, but I really planned to look like myself. So I know a lot of people script to look like someone else. So that's like new information to me though, because I didn't know that people could like shift and like look different, you know, like you can look a certain way. Now you guys think I don't know anything about shifting, but you know, I'm saying, you know, my subconscious kind of created the plot, and What I'm trying to say is that my subconscious switched up real fast on Murphy. I don't know what happened. Some drastic, unforeseen changes happened at the last second, right before I woke up. So, well, I left you off on the cliffhanger that we were headed to Polis with Lexa. Ice Nation was pissed. They were PO'd. They wanted to fight. They're like, square up, Lexa. And Lexa was like, I bet. I try to make jokes. Some of you guys think I'm funny. Thanks. Wow. Honestly, the best compliment I could ever get is someone telling me that they think I'm funny. Because, that's just the best. Anyway, Ice Nation was pissed. They were like ready to throw some hands, you know, with Lexa. Personally, I feel like they were personally upset with Lexa. Like, this was about something else, and I don't want to read to it. I don't want to like get too into it. Like, to be honest, like the way the Ice Queen was talking, I was like, oh, this is not good. It didn't matter that we went to go speak to her. So since this is a whole separate video, let's talk about the Jeep ride. We took a Jeep, just one. As you know, Jasper, my bestie, did not come on this trip. So sad. But Raven came. Raven joined us along with Abby, obviously Clark, Bellamy, Lincoln. Lexa was like, yeah, the whole crew is not coming with. Like, the whole crew ain't coming. It ain't that serious. Even though it was very serious, I don't know what she was talking about. Lexa had the final say in who was coming, and she didn't choose many people. And like, she chose me. Like, not to brag, but like, she chose me. I mean, probably because it's like my desired reality, but she chose me along with Clark, Bellamy, Raven. Like, thank you, Lexa. Thank you, Lexa. You're so pretty. I can't look you in the eyes, Lexa. I can't do it. I really want to, but I can't do it. You're just too pretty, and your eyes are really pretty. Like, I look at my under eye bags. Like, I can't tell if it's like my mascara. Like, is it? It might be my mascara. Oh, I think it is my mascara. Oh, I'm such a mess, you guys, because of school. Anyway, guess who Lexa didn't want to come with? I'll give you a moment. Try to take a guess. Take a best guess. That's right, John Murphy. Good old John Murphy. Murphy wasn't bothered. Okay, stay safe. Thanks, Murphy. Gave me a hug. That was it. No kiss. Not even on the cheek. Murphy, are you forgetting something? Come on. You don't know what's gonna happen in Polis. Okay, stay safe. Okay, I will, John Murphy. God. Is this our first fight? No. Like, what kind of friend zone was that? I mean, he straight up just hugged me. Okay, bye. See you later. Might not see you later. Sorry, I think I'm yelling into the microphone. I'm sorry. Straight up friend zoned me. I thought we were more than friends, but I think I guessed wrong. I was like, okay. I wasn't getting ahead of myself. I wasn't upset in the moment. You know, like, I was like confused, but I wasn't like upset. I was like, okay, maybe he's like shy with like the PDA. Doesn't make sense, but I was thinking it. But what made me like weirded out, I was like, the vibes are off. The vibes are straight up off. Just like friend vibes. Just like, okay, what are we, Murphy? Not to be that person, but like, what are we? Not me having relationship problems in my desired shifting reality. Like, I have a freaking eyelash in my eye. Oh, nothing could be worse at this moment. Oh my gosh, I look so tired. I was like, no, not this. No, I'm having problems in my desired reality. Of course I am. Why wouldn't I be? Why wouldn't that happen to me? I mean, it was just like the vibes. I don't know how to explain it besides vibes. The hug that he gave me, I don't want it. I don't want that. So yeah, Lexa, her guards, Octavia rode on the horses. Lincoln was in the Jeep with us. I wrote down that Abby drove. Abby drove like a girl boss, for real. Clark. Clark was like, shotgun. No, I'm just kidding. She did not say that. But yeah, her mom was driving and then she was shotgun. I think I low-key manifested or something that I would sit next to Bellamy. Period. Girl boss. Gaslight, girl keep. Gaslight, girl keep. Gatekeep, gaslight, girl boss. Period. I think I manifested that. Okay. Sorry. Moving on. But yeah. For some reason you haven't seen part 1, 2, 3, or 4? Oh my god, are there 4 parts? I don't even know what part we're on. Anyway, if you've seen the other parts, or if you haven't, I can just remind you that Bellamy and I did not get along, really. I always said like, oh, me and Bellamy had beef, low-key. But I don't know why. It was just like this imaginary beef I made up in my head. Ever since that radio incident. Like, what's that? Is that a radio in your pants? Are you just happy to stay there? Just kidding, I didn't say that. His spidey senses were tingling because I didn't even get to reach the back of his pants. He turns around, grabs my hand and goes, don't do that. We just had like this imaginary beef. Like, I don't think Bellamy had anything against me. He just never wanted to talk to me. He would always walk away mid-sentence until we had a moment. Yeah, I don't want to recall, or I don't want to re-describe things that happened. So you can go watch the other parts if you haven't. I am assuming that you have, though. I was so annoying for no reason to Bellamy. Like, I couldn't stop myself from being awkward and obnoxious towards Bellamy. It just came naturally. I was just naturally obnoxious and annoying towards Bellamy because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do around that man. You know, in the moment that we had, he called me kid, you know, like an endearing way. But it was weird. And he said I was like his sister, I think. I refused to believe that my desired reality would make Bellamy say that. Like, I refused that I subconsciously wanted Bellamy to think of me like a sister. I don't believe that. But, you know, I thought it was cute because he never really liked me before that. So I'm like, oh, we had a moment. But it was kind of weird. So I wanted something more. We're in the Jeep. I mean, nothing scandalous happened in the back of the Jeep. Like, Lincoln and Raven, my bestie, I mean, she was right there. Lincoln and Raven were sitting next to each other. They're sitting right across from us. So nothing scandalous happened between me and Bellamy. I would have sat next to Raven, my bestie, but Bellamy beat her to it. You know, I'm not complaining at all. I'm just saying, I'm getting nervous just thinking about it. Like, Bellamy sitting next to you? Just imagine it, guys. Bellamy sitting next to you. I'm getting nervous just thinking about it. Is that sad? I don't know. Am I lonely? Like, is this sad? No. I don't know. I just love Bellamy. Leave me alone. Anyway, we might have rubbed knees. Like, we might have brushed kneecaps against each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, no big deal. That might have happened. I'm not saying it did. I'm not saying it didn't. Because it definitely did happen. Our knees rubbed against each other. Some kneecap action. How exciting. How exciting, you guys. This is the content that you want, right? I mean, my desired reality is just so exciting. We were talking, it was, it was still a long drive, even though we were driving and not walking for once. Oh my gosh, so getting my steps in. Like, my desired reality was like, girl, you're gonna get your steps in. You're gonna get 10,000 steps a day. And I'm like, Anyway, we were driving for once and not walking, and I was like, I love this. I was talking to Raven, and you know, I have the biggest girl crush on Raven in like a way where I just want to be her, you know? She's so cool and smart. She was talking to me, explaining like the radios and like the walkie-talkies that she made. And I was like, cool, yeah. I have no idea what you're saying right now, bestie. But yeah, that's cool. She was so excited about it too. Like, she was so excited. She like lit up and she was like, oh, yeah, I did this, I did this, I did this. And I was like, oh my gosh, Raven, you're like really cool. And you're really smart at the same time. Like, being smart, that's... and cool. And gorgeous, you know, all the words. Yeah, she was like, she lit up and she was talking about things that she did while we were gone. She just got really serious really fast. Something switched, you know, something. And it was like so obvious that it was like, hello? What happened? What happened? I'm like, I was like, what's wrong? I wrote it down, so I'm gonna read it off exactly what she said, because this is what I wrote down, and this is apparently exactly what she said. I have some news to tell everyone, but if we are going to war, I don't know how much to say, because no one needs bad news on top of bad news. And then she paused. She looked at us. We were like, okay, Raven, well, you're gonna have to tell us anyway. Like, you just said there's bad news, so just tell us. She realized, she's like, okay, now I had to tell them. Like, yeah, Raven, you gotta tell us. So she's like, and she said, you know, and this is some bad news. World-ending news. Mic drop. Raven, dropping hints like that? Oh my. Let me say it the way she said. She said, and this is bad news. World-ending news. And then she was like, did I really just say that? Like, I don't know how to tell it like her, but the way she said it, I was like, gotcha. In my head, I'm like, holy shit, Raven, way to tell us. Way to go, Raven. Way to tell us that the world is ending again. But Lincoln goes, what do you mean? And Bellamy goes, oh, stop it, Raven. Is it really world-ending news? He was like, oh, come on, how bad can it be? Raven's like, bad, it's bad. Oh, and he was like laughing, he was like smirking, laughing, whatever he does. He's always smirking. We get it, Bellamy. But he was laughing and he looked at me like, what is this girl talking about? Just tell us. Like, it's so dramatic. Like, Bellamy looked at me and I was like, guys, this is no laughing matter. Like of course Raven would say it like that. Actually, that was like kind of out of character for her, don't you think? Like, did she mean to say that? Did she mean to say it like that? Or was it a slip of the tongue? Like, was it a Freudian slip? Like, what was that? Was that a joke? And Raven says, Clark and Abby already know. Monty and I stumbled across it when we were getting supplies. You know how the world ended? You know how that happened? Well, it's gonna happen again. And it's gonna happen in 73 days. So specific. So specific, Raven. Okay, I'm scared. At this point, scared. I'm scared. I don't know about Bellamy and Lincoln. They think this is all a joke. But I'm like, yeah. And you know, you're probably like, well, you know that you were in a different reality. If something happened, you know, you're just gonna wake up in your bed. I don't know how to tell you and convey to you how scary it was in the moment. Even though I knew I was safe in my bed, I don't know how to tell you that it felt real at that moment, because I just don't know how to explain it. It kind of sounds silly. I get it. Yeah, she's like, basically the world is ending. And I was like, whew, Raven, that's a heavy topic for a road trip. The world is ending? Okay, pass the snacks. Hey, Clark, you got any snacks up there? Raven just told us the world is ending. I thought this was a nice road trip. I was so happy to be in that Jeep for once, and then Raven just says the world is ending. Soon. Very soon. I mean, 73 days? What do you do in 73 days? Also, I hate that number. That's such an ugly number. You know, it's not that ugly. It's just like an odd number. And like, the vibes with odd numbers. No. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's get back to some Bellamy. Like, after that happened, it was so quiet for so long. I mean, Bellamy and Lincoln, they had some questions for Raven. I didn't have any questions, but they had some questions. And Raven was like, listen, guys, I'm sorry I brought it up. We'll talk about it when we get back to, Arcadia. Anyway, Bellamy and we exchanged a few words. Ooh. He asked about Murphy. He said, "Where's Murphy?" Like with his knee. This is gonna get weird. I'm like talking about the little details, but he goes, "Where's Murphy?" And then he like hit my knee with his knee, and he's like he was joking. Like he already knew where Murphy was. He already knew that Murphy didn't get picked by Lexa to come with us. So he was just, rattling my chain a little bit, get me to, I don't know, yell at him. What kind of foreplay is this, Bellamy? I was like, this bish, what is this bish doing? And I say, you know what happened, Bellamy? You know Lexa didn't want him to come. And he was like, oh, that's a shame. Okay. Yeah, that's such a real shame. With the same iconic smirk he always has when he thinks he's being funny and cute. Okay, Bellamy, you're cute. Whatever. You know how to smirk. We get it. I was like, yeah, whatever, Bellamy. But low-key, I was like, is he flirting or is he just being nice to me? That's like me in real life. I'm just always like, do I like him or is he just nice to me? Because I fall in love. Well, I don't want to say fall in love, but I fall in like with people who are nice to me. Bellamy was telling me a story. It was a really cute story, actually, so I will share it with you. It was a story of when they were on the Ark, and it was with Octavia, and I wrote it down, so I'm gonna try to read it. Really cute story about Octavia. He was talking about the time that they played this game called Memory Cube. Don't ask, because I don't know. I tried to write down what he said, but he didn't explain it, thoroughly, so I couldn't really follow what he was saying. Well, it was like a cube with pictures on it, and they would roll the cube like a dice or a die, whatever. It was like one cube, and he was just saying like, I would always let her win and blah blah blah. I'm a great big brother. I'm cute. He would always let her win. He kept saying that, and I was like, okay, classic Bellamy move. Classic Bellamy. That was about it on the road trip. I mean, Bellamy just kept touching my knee, man. We were rubbing knees. I sound like I'm in middle school. When you touch Bellamy's knee with your knee, then come talk to me. I'm just saying, it was great. We pull up to Polis, skirt, skirt, skirt. We pull up, skirt, with Lexa. I know everyone in that Jeep just feels so cool because we're pulling up to Polis with Lexa and Clark and like her guards and Octavia. She's so cool. Like, oh, Octavia's so cool. Like, oh, I literally wrote down Octavia was so badass. Just a side note. I literally wrote that down. I don't remember writing that down, but Alexa was like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. She was like, all right, here's what we're gonna do, bitches. Just kidding. But she was like, okay. So she just already had a plan, I guess. She's just cool like that. She's just great like that, I guess. Sorry, I'm trying to read what I wrote down, but it's like, I was like writing it down so fast. Her, and her guards were going to take her, Clark, Abby to a place where they could talk in private, but also like be safe. And, so they decided, that big tower, that big tower, does it have a name? Oh my god, fake fan. Don't know. The big structure in Polis, like that big tower, doesn't have a name. Oh my god, fake fan. Exposed. And then Octavia and Lincoln, cute couple award goes to Octavia and Lincoln. Like, they never showed any like affection towards each other like in public, but I was like, I am so starstruck by this like beautiful couple. Anyway, they were told to act like her guards, but it wasn't obvious, and they were to like stay back and monitor the surroundings. So they had a pretty important job. Lexa knew at this point that Octavia was badass. So Raven was told to go with Octavia as well. Raven was told to act more like a local. And then Lexa actually told Octavia, I don't know why. Lexa was like, Octavia, you need to take off your outfit. You need to take off your clothes and put on some different clothes. And, Octavia was pissed. She was like, what? What? But she listened. She listened to Lexa. She didn't push back too much because it's Lexa. And even Octavia was too smart to talk back to Lexa. She's smart. It's because Octavia's smart. Bellamy and I, me and Bellamy, we were told to go to the other side of Polis, like the complete opposite side of where we were at. We were told to walk there. More walking, yay! And monitor what was happening there, the surrounding areas of Polis from that side of Polis. I don't know. It was Lexa's plan, not mine. So, basically we're just told to, patrol. I don't know. At this point, we were still sitting in the Jeep when Lexa was talking to us. So we were just sitting there like good soldiers for Lexa. And so, I was still sitting next to Bellamy. And Bellamy leaned over and whispered in my ear, "Me and you. Who would have thought?" Oh my gosh! There was a shift. There was a shift in the energy. There was a shift in the air. I was like, okay, this changes things. There was a vibe change. I'm thinking, where is this going, Bellamy? Oh my gosh. So Lexa gives us that plan. She tells us what's gonna happen. She doesn't ask us what we're gonna do. She tells us what we're gonna do. We all start to separate, and Clark was really hesitant to separate. She was like, I don't trust this. I'm trying to trust Lexa, but I don't trust this. And she leaned into me right before she left with Abby, her mom, and Lexa, and the guards. Also, before they left, Clark leaned into me, and she also whispered in my ear, not gonna lie, but not like Bellamy did. Bellamy did it haha, I'm being so cool right now. Clark grabbed both of my shoulders, this is serious, and she leaned in, and so no one else could hear, and she said, if anything happens to me, I give you permission to be in charge. Clark, why? No, Clark. No. I can't do that, Clark. I mean, that was me on the inside, of course. I'm on the outside, and I say, right before she leaves, I'm like, nothing's gonna happen, Clark. And she's very I mean, she had the right to be worried. She was worried for good reason, because literally the Ice Nation could pull up, skirt, at any second. She actually said, Lexa, let's not split up right now. Shouldn't we all be together to talk? Lexa said, no, this plan will work. Low-key, I was like, what plan? In my head, I was like, what plan? And then Clark goes, what plan? Out loud. And I'm like, girl, that's what I'm thinking.
That's what I'm saying.
And Lexa just says, trust me, Clark. Can't you trust me? And she just had the calmest voice. She was like, trust me, Clark. Can't you trust me? So ASMR. The guards also left with them. So, listen, I got Bellamy with me, but I'm scared. I'm scared at this point. When Clark was walking away, she looked back, and it was so cinematic. I remember it. It was so cinematic. It would have been the cliffhanger in an episode or something. It was ooh, something's bad's gonna happen. She's got this look on her face, and she, Clark has this I think she does. I think she has this iconic worried look. She just has this, it's iconic. She's always worried. She looked worried, so that made me worry. Plus what she just whispered in my ear. Why is everyone whispering in my ear? Anyway, yikes. Back to Bellamy. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to be cringe on purpose to cover up the actual cringe that people might see this as. So, people really think shifting is cringy, and that's fine. But I'm trying to be cringy on purpose. Is it working? Bellamy and I, we had a long way to walk to the other side of Polis. We don't really know how far we had to walk, but, I've just had this feeling that it was a long walk. It wasn't gonna be a quick stroll in the park across Polis, and, the weather just had to, switch up real quick. It was so hot, and I was sweating. Like, I was trying not to be all sweaty and gross, especially around Bellamy. But I was sweating, and the next minute, it just starts to rain. And it just doesn't start to sprinkle. It starts to pour. Hey, great timing. But really, thanks, rain. Love ya. Because of the rain, Bellamy and I tried to run off somewhere really quick because it was just pouring so hard. And so we tried to dry off really quick, and we try to get something that we can take with us. So we're not walking, straight up just walking in the rain. I don't know. I feel like if I wasn't with Bellamy would have just handled it and walked in the rain by himself. But he was worried about me. He was like, oh, we gotta go somewhere. We gotta, take cover. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's go. I mean, it was, I wanted to go somewhere and dry off, but I didn't think Bellamy wanted to, but he did. So it's gonna take a turn. It's gonna get a little cringy and a little fan fiction-y up in here. So click away if you don't want any fan fiction. This is so fan fiction. It's kind of fan fiction-y. We stop, we find a little nook, a covering, so we don't completely drown in the rain. We both just stand there oh, well, we're the emojis, standing Bellamy was still super quiet. He wouldn't just talk, and neither would I, so it would just be so quiet. His vibe changed towards me, but he was still Bellamy, he was still super mysterious and quiet. After a while, he goes, what's up with you and Murphy? And I said, what? I didn't really hear him. And he goes, what's up with you and Murphy anyway? What's going on? Oof. Good question, Bellamy. Great question. I wasn't expecting that question. But I was wondering the same. Murphy's great! Love Murphy! I love John Murphy, especially in this reality because he wasn't really a jerk. And, he wasn't on everyone's hit list all the time. No one really hated him. But as we know, he was giving off friend vibes to me. He straight up friend zoned me. I don't know how to explain it to you guys. I said, I don't know. Because I didn't know. I don't know. I told him, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. What do you mean? Bellamy goes, you don't know? Okay, I see. It's complicated. And I look at him yeah, it's complicated. Bellamy straight up goes, well, I'm not complicated. I laughed so loud and so fast when he said that. I was like I didn't have time to even think, and I just straight up laughed. Are you kidding me, Bellamy? I was like, are you kidding me, Bellamy? You are complicated, and you are mysterious, and you are McDreamy. That's who you are, Bellamy. Bellamy, you know what you are? You're complicated, you're quiet, you're mysterious. You are McDreamy. I was like, what the hell, Bellamy? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Just admit it. He was so offended that I laughed. And he did one of these, he had both hands on his hips, actually. Both hands on his hips. And he was I was like, ah. Did you just hear what you just said? You just said you're not complicated. Yes, you are. I was like, oop, did I just laugh out loud? Yes, I did. Ooh. Cool. I said, don't look at me like that. You are complicated. You ignore me. You walk away from me whenever I'm talking to you. And then out of nowhere, you say I'm a sister to you and that you care about me. I was going off. I was saying all that to him. I was like, you do this, you do this, you do this. Yes, you are complicated, sir. I was being myself, truly. For a hot second when I shifted, I wasn't really myself. I wasn't being my true self. I wasn't making jokes. I wasn't comfortable yet. So until I got comfortable around everyone, I didn't really say much. I'm going off on Bellamy, and Bellamy just laughed at me and said, yeah, about that. I shouldn't have said it like that. I shouldn't have phrased it like that. So of course I'm like, why? What do you mean you shouldn't have phrased it like that? I was so annoyed with how mysterious and complicated he was being currently. I was like, sir, you're doing it right now. You're being complicated right now. Being so vague. He just looked at his feet, you know, being all cute and smirked. Please. Please. Yeah, you know what? His middle name should be Smirk at this point. Put that away, Bellamy. You know what? Bellamy, put that smirk away. Put that away, sir. Put it away. Don't take it out again until I tell you to, okay? Okay, mister, I'm not complicated. He wouldn't say anything. I legit asked him a question. I said, why? Well, okay, Mr. Complicated. Say something then. If you're not complicated, I'm so annoyed. He didn't say anything, and he just changed the subject completely. Classic Bellamy. I'm like, okay, y'all, I'm asking you. Does Bellamy like me more than like in a sister way? Or am I just completely reading the signs wrong? Someone please tell me. So we were standing out there for at least like 20 minutes. The rain had stopped. We came out of our little spot and we started walking. A little detail for you guys. So the rain stopped and we were like, oh, well, I guess we gotta start walking again. And Bellamy was like, yeah, you know what, let's go. And he grabbed me. Just for like 10 seconds, he had his arm around me and this is so embarrassing, but it was so great. It was so great. Okay? Little detail. Y'all want the details? I give you details. So we leave and, you know, that amazing moment happened. It's the little things, you guys. You know, my love language is not even physical touch, but that was everything to me. Out of nowhere, this loud horn, I mean, the loudest horn I have ever heard. I was like, oh, the world's ending. Raven was wrong. The world is ending. Raven miscalculated, and the world is actually ending now. And so me and Bellamy turn around. We look at the tower, and we're like, what's going on? You know, I don't see anything. Nothing's happening. You know, people aren't really freaking out. No one's like running. Like it was weird. And so we were looking at the tower, you know, that big tower. I'll put it in a picture because I really don't know if it has a name or not. Like I would look at the tower and I know in the show it means something else, but you know, they have like something at the top of the tower and they light it on fire, right? You know, anyway, that happened. And I was like, what does that mean? At that moment, I was like, I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Like, what happened? Does something happen? Is it good? Is it bad? Bellamy and I, we like look at each other like, well, what the heck does that mean? Like, we're both like so clueless. We just like look at each other and we're like, we assume that it's something bad and we don't say anything to each other. We just look at each other and we're like, okay. And we start running. We book it back towards that tower. We had passed it, you know, like 10 minutes ago, so we were like already headed in the direction and we passed the tower, so we're like, okay, we gotta run back. So we're running back towards the tower that now has a flame at the top of it and we're like, okay, what does that mean? We were just on the same page, I guess. We were on the same wavelength, the vibes. Anyway, I'm gonna stop saying vibes. I'm like she's a runner, she's a track star, she gonna run away and get high. I don't know the lyrics, but I was running pretty fast. I was keeping up with Bellamy. I don't know if Bellamy was just going easy, but I was keeping up with Bellamy, so. Not to toot my own horn. I see Raven and I see Octavia and Lincoln right behind Raven, and Raven is just booking it. I mean, she's a runner, she's a track star too. Like, she's running. Oh, I guess I should mention, you know, Raven, at this point, you know, she had never gotten shot by Murphy. She was a runner, she was a track star. Okay, I'm sorry. So she was really running. I mean, she was like, I was impressed. I was like, is she gonna hit us? And we almost run into each other because we're both runners and we're both track stars, you know? And we almost run into each other. And Lincoln and Octavia are right behind her. They're trying to keep up with Raven. I mean, obviously she's just so fast. Good for her. You know, I'm really glad that Murphy did not shoot her in this reality. Like, honestly, like... And then I see another person that I don't recognize at first. I'm like, who's that? Is that someone bad? Who's that? I don't recognize them. She got closer. I realized it was Indra. And I was like, ooh, new character. I was like, ooh, new character in my reality. So when I saw Indra, I was like, Then I got really worried, you know, like something bad happened. I felt it. Yes, I know the flame means something else in the TV show. I don't really remember what it means, but to tell you the truth, I don't know. Fake fan exposed. I love the 100, but sometimes I forget things. So Raven runs up to us. We almost run into each other. She's like barely out of breath. I'm like, okay, Raven, flexing on us with her lungs. I'm impressed. She immediately says, it's Clark. She's been taken. Yeah, she just says, it's Clark. She's been taken. Taken where? Taken out on a date? Like, no, Raven. No, what do you mean? I'm like, what is this? A Liam Neeson movie? I will find you and I will kill you. Like, is Bellamy about to get on the walkie-talkie and be like, I will find you and I will kill you? Straight up, and am I in a Liam Neeson movie? I mean, I accidentally shifted to a Liam Neeson movie. Taken. You know, I'm like, bitch, who let Clark out of their sight? You know, I was so pissed. You know what happened? I woke up. My alarm went off, actually, and I woke up. The end. I woke up. I was so pissed, you guys. Anyway, that's the ending. For now. Dun dun dun. Just kidding. I haven't shifted to the 100 since. So, but I did shift somewhere else, and I'll tell you. I'll tell you right now. If you haven't already guessed it, I'll tell you right now where I shifted. The most recent shift that happened for me. It was epic. It was epic. I want to cry. It was epic. Some of you guys are about to be like, what the heck? Unsubscribe. Maybe not. Some of you guys want to shift to The Walking Dead, so maybe not. I mean, it might not be a stretch for some people, but I shifted to, drum roll please. I don't have any drum roll, but Game of Thrones. Shifted to Game of Thrones. Yep. That's what happened. You know, I'll probably make a video about it. And if no one watches it, that's okay. Because I just need to make a video about it. So I'd never forget. And I can watch the video in the future, you know, just so I don't forget. Oh, you guys are probably so mad at me. Like, okay, I didn't mean to wake up. I didn't mean for it to end on like this weird cliffhanger. Thanks, alarm. Like, how did my alarm know? You know, it's not possible for my alarm to know that it was, you know, an epic moment, like a climax in the story. You know, my alarm doesn't know that. Couldn't possibly know that, but it felt like it was personal. It felt like my alarm knew and it woke me up. I'm just as mad as you are. So maybe I'll shift back soon and I will update you guys. Of course I will, because there's at least, you know, 3 or 4 of you. I know there's more. I'm just making a joke because I know not a lot of people watch these videos, but I see you. I see the people that comment all the time. I see you. I love you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you watching all the other parts. You know, even if you haven't watched the other parts and you're just watching this part for some reason, appreciate it. I love you. Hope you enjoyed most of all. And I will see you very soon. Bye, guys.